happy fall, avid movie watchers. My name is Zach, and today's intro, as you probably noticed, is just a little different than the last couple videos that I've made. I just want to tell you guys a little bit about why we're going to do these little bits throughout the fall. So I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite times of year. I love the fall. I love scary movies. I love apple cider. I just love the feel of Halloween time. So we're going to be doing a prepare for Halloween couple episodes to lead us up to Halloween. So just a little backstory on me and horror movies. Growing up, I absolutely hated horror movies. I was the biggest baby of any type of scary movie. I couldn't even watch a Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy in it because it scared the crap out of me. It wasn't until college and I met one of my best friends and he introduced me to how to enjoy horror movies and seeing the poetic art behind horror movies as well, and just how they're made, and the different directors like John Carpenter, Wes Craven, and even Jordan Peele, and how they use horror to be able to tell a story. So we're going to be doing these prepare for Halloween. This is actually my horror movie cabinet, so I have a lot of different horror movies that we'll be going through each Halloween season. Okay, so first movie that we're going to go through, talk about is taking us back to the 80s. It is A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. So there was a remake in the 2000s, but we're going to talk about the original. So this came out when my parents were younger. Of course, I wasn't born yet. And I remember this movie coming on TV, and it was a TV edited version. So I finally watched the DVD theatrical version, and it still was a creepy movie for a movie that came out in the 80s, and not seeing the theatrical version until now. It was a really interesting movie. I will say there is some cheesy dialogue. In a lot of horror movies, you'll find a lot of cheesy dialogue, but the creepiness factor still holds up today. And I really enjoyed it. There was no part in the movie that I felt bored. There was every part of the movie that I was engaged. What I really like is that when Freddy Krueger comes on the scene, they don't give him this immaculate backstory or anything right away. They just give you a scene of kids trying to deal and comprehend what's going on. And there's this just dynamic in the opening, about 3/4 of the movie, where it's just them trying to figure out what's going on and piece things together. And I really, really like that. I think Wes Craven is one of the best horror movie directors in the sense of a stylistic standpoint. He established a style. I am a biased John Carpenter fan, but I really like Wes Craven films. I even like his films that aren't more horror, like Red Eye. But I really, really enjoyed the 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street. Again, I think this series probably has some of the best sequels to the original. Typically, when you start getting into the sequel land of horror, the quality drops off, and nothing matches that first movie. But the first movie was great, and I've heard great things about the sequels. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street. So, the first big question: should you see A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984? It's not for every audience, but if you're a horror movie fanatic, definitely watch it, check it out. Is it rewatchable? Yes, it's probably a really good Halloween rewatchable film. And the last question, should you own it on DVD? I have the 8 movie collection, so it collects, all of the Freddy Krueger movies, Nightmare on Elm Street movies. If you are a horror movie collector like I am, Absolutely. Add it to your collection. So here's my rating. I give A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.5 thumbs up. Again, cheesy dialogue, very enjoyable though, which gives it a pretty good score of 3.5 thumbs up. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was a fun time. Again, I like that they didn't give a dynamic backstory right away. They just kind of let you try to figure out the mystery with the kids, and I think that's cool. So, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. What'd you think about it? If you've seen it, comment your thoughts about it in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe. And I can't wait to continue to talk about horror movies in preparation for Halloween with you all. Have a good one. See ya.